support reparations for Black people?
Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not.
A few moments later.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people.
Welcome to Male Reality Lessons, where topics are reviewed and discussed as iron sharpens iron. On Male Reality Lessons today, we want to talk about choices. And that being the state of this particular episode, I want to discuss the famous quote. It is often attributed to Albert Einstein. It is said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. That being said, choices need to be made tendered on facts, not feelings. Whether it's a life choice to start a family or picking the next incoming president, you really need to sit down and understand all that's being offered for your vote. You can't be following along with the herd like a bunch of blind lemmings. Because at the end of the day, if you ask for nothing, you get nothing.
South and West Side homeowners are angry. They believe the city has overextended itself and should be putting the tens of millions of dollars earmarked for migrants into Chicago's most vulnerable neighborhoods.
But the South Side has been under-resourced, underfunded for years, for decades. We have schools that need to be reopened. We have buildings that are abandoned that need to be business operated.
The group says the city has abandoned its Invest Southwest initiative, a Lightfoot-era program that was dedicated to reversing decades of disinvestment on Chicago's South and West Sides, promising to align more than $2.2 billion through public and private funding.
We are taxpayers, we're property owners. Our money should go towards fixing our communities.
The city has received more than 15,000 migrants since August 2022.
We have no more room. Y'all are embarrassing Chicago as a whole.
According to analysis by the ABC7 data team, there are more than 20 active migrant shelters across the city, 7 located on the South and West Sides.
Whether it's one shelter or whether it's 10 shelters, we're saying the facilities that are there for us, the money needs to be put into those facilities for us.
In a statement from the mayor's office about the group's concerns and the status of Invest Southwest, a spokesperson says in part, quote, "We are committed to continued investment for all residents, but especially communities on the South and West Sides that have long experienced disinvestment. We are the city of Chicago, and our shoulders are big enough to support both new arrivals and those who have long called this city home."
Mayor Johnson, the Black aldermen, the Black alderwomen in this city, you will stand for the Black citizens of Chicago.
Now, the city says Mayor Johnson knows firsthand the impact of neglect on a vulnerable community and that he will never stop investing in people, all people, and delivering the affordable housing, fully funded schools, safer streets, and living wages that every person deserves in this city. So obviously you're hearing the mayor saying that the city has big enough shoulders to handle both the South and West Sides, all of the neighborhoods, as well as the new arrivals. But of course, the people you heard from, they believe otherwise.
If you're enjoying the video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Male Reality Lessons. Sadly, a lot of these political pundits and entertainers clearly don't care about what's happening to the average U.S. taxpayer. And ironically, Cat Williams can tell us why.
They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about.
Before y'all start calling my radio show and DMing me, talking about why you ain't asked no hard-hitting questions, that ain't what this is. I'm throwing a lob. This is an alley-oop for a dunk, because this administration needs to get the word out of what they're actually doing and what they're actually accomplishing, so we can stop all this foolishness about what you're doing for black people.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Y'all heard it.
Can't nobody come out with no agenda and call it this for black people and expect to get in the White House.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
You got to play the game different. Y'all know what this is. So now this next question is another lob.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
Here are my final thoughts. During this election season, you have several choices: Republican, Democrat, Independent, and it's sad that no one's speaking about the good Dr. Cornel West, as well as the couch. At the end of the day, if you don't participate in the political process, you have no one to blame but yourself, and no room to complain when things don't go your way. Lastly, I will leave you with this. If you think the proverbial boot is on your neck now, continue to listen to these wannabe Stevens of the world, and your fate may be just this.
And as a slave of the LeQuint Dickey Mining Company, henceforth till the day you die, all day, every day, you will be swinging a sledgehammer, turning big rocks into little rocks. And when you get there, they're going to take away your name, give you a number and a sledgehammer, and say, get to work. One word of sass, they cuts out your tongue. They good at it, too. You won't bleed out. Oh, they does that real good. They're going to work you all day, every day, till your back give out. Then they're going to hit you in the head with a hammer, throw your ass down the nigger hole.
Damn!
Yet, I want to hear from you. In the comments section, give me your thoughts and opinions on this topic or any other topic here on Male Reality Lessons. As always, I want to thank you for watching. Smash that like button and have a good day.